This is a story about a horrendous experience I had going to a quote-unquote 5-star hotel and all the shenanigans that happened that day. Let's go. So, my dad is a military officer. For that, our family got to live in cantonments. On the basis of his work, I had the privilege of living in Bogra cantonment. I lived there with my parents and my younger sibling for around 6 years. I had such an amazing time there, met some of the most down-to-earth people ever, got involved in a lot of sports and extracurriculars in college. That's high school for American viewers. Lots of partying and generally spent my days having a blast. But my golden days were brought to a halt. Cause you know what they say, shit happens.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
We had to move to Dhaka cause I had to go to university and my brother needed a better college. This story took place very recently. 2 days before we planned to move out, my dad's best friend who lived in Dhaka came to our town with his family for some work. We hadn't seen them in quite a long time, so we invited them over at our house. We had a ton of fun that day. The following day, my parents said that we all should have dinner together at some fancy restaurant, but they couldn't decide where. I suggested the 4-star restaurant that we always go to, but they were like, we always go there. It's getting pretty lame. This time, let's go somewhere else. Now, I'm fine with trying out new restaurants. Trust me, I'm one of the most open-minded people you'll find. But here's the thing. I'm not on board with the idea of trying out a completely new restaurant when guests are involved. In such situations, I'm that guy who likes to go to restaurants which I know are good. That way, you don't have to go to a new restaurant with guests and go, gosh, this food sure is something. Knowing that it's bad, and you see your guests giving off a raggedy-ass fake smile trying not to be mean, and you know that they're clearly suffering but they're too nice to say something negative and make you feel bad. The thought of it alone makes you feel even worse. Okay, back to the story. There was a newly crowned 5-star hotel and restaurant in town. Let's call it Hotel Malus. That's Latin for bad. So my brother suggested that we go there. I've never been to a 5-star hotel before. We always went to a 4-star hotel and the food there was amazing. So I thought, I'll give it a chance. We had a very tight schedule but managed to squeeze out just a bit of time when none of our families had any commitments. The date, time and place were fixed and everything was good. We got ready and started for Malus as per schedule. We reached there and I immediately noticed it looked sketchy as frick. The entrance was just beside this petrol pump, so it was kinda hidden, so you could barely see it from the front. It looked like that part from Shane Dawson's We Adopted a Baby vlog. Peeking the head out from the side. We go in, Dad parks the car, I don't know where, we find the restaurant section of the hotel, go in and take in our seats. Initial thoughts? This area is very small for a 5-star hotel. Even smaller than my self-esteem, which, wasn't much to begin with. The seats looked pretty cheap. They were seats you'd find tucked under every student's reading table. Then the waiter comes in and handed over a maroon colored menu book. And boy, it was next level. The cover of the menu had a logo and a bunch of words written, which were cut manually with scissors and then pasted on the menu with super glue. Now, you might be asking, Frozen, how'd you know that? Simple. You could clearly see that the edges of the cut part were uneven and the residue of glue spilling from the sides. As for what's inside, the entire menu book was made of A4 size papers. I'm not even kidding. It looked like the crazy Russian lady gave homework to her students to write a bunch of random names of food. Heck, my 5th grade maths assignment looked better than that. The waiter then came up and served us 2 big bottles of water. Both of them were cracked, bent, and dirty. Dad told him to change it, and he changed it with 2 more. And guess what? They were cracked, bent, and dirty as well. I mean, they were kinda better than before, I guess. But that was not what we were expecting after the first time, let alone from a 5-star hotel.